Brian in Cottonwood, Arizona, do you think it's time for WWE to cut bait on Brock Lesnar and save themselves the headaches and money? His part-time status doesn't really do anything positive for the company. He doesn't attract pay-per-view buys. Unless they can get him to work more dates in 2014 and have him put over rising talent in the company, I really see no point in him continuing in WWE. I think it's time we moved on from Brock Lesnar and his part-time status. Well, I don't think I can disagree with you more. Would I like to see Brock on television more? Of course I would. But if you have a guy like Brock Lesnar, he's a special guy, he's a special talent, and you can sign him to a contract to exclusively work for you and get a couple of pay-per-view dates out of him, then you're a fool to not sign him to a contract. Brock is a star. When Brock walks out there, people notice. People stop whatever they're doing, and they pay attention. And maybe he's not the pay-per-view draw he was when he was in UFC. Maybe him being on SummerSlam last year didn't mean anything to the buy rate. But if promoted properly, Brock is money. You have Brock under contract, you take advantage of that. And you put him in there with your biggest stars, Brock and Undertaker, Brock and Cena. You know, there's a lot of big money matches they could still do with Brock Lesnar. To just say, oh, well, Brock's not on television every week, and so therefore he's useless, and he's not putting over younger guys. Brock Lesnar is not there to put over younger guys. Brock Lesnar is there to hopefully pop a big buy rate, to pop a rating whenever he actually is on television, and to go in there and be an attraction. If you put Brock Lesnar on television every week or every other week, he's not going to mean as much. The days of Brock Lesnar going out there and wrestling guys like Shannon Moore on television and A-Train are over. I don't want to see Brock Lesnar on television beating up the Miz. Well, maybe I would like to see him beating up the Miz, but I don't want to see Brock Lesnar on television wrestling Kofi Kingston and guys like that every week, because then he won't be special anymore. I wish he'd be around a little more often, but I'll take a little bit of Brock over no Brock at all. And you better get used to these part-time deals, because when it comes to a guy like a Chris Jericho or even a Batista, it sounds like Batista is going to be more of a full-time return, although after 6 months he may go away again. But a lot of these older guys, these former big stars who aren't around full-time anymore, if you'll notice, they're giving them more of these part-time deals. They're allowing them to come and go as they please, because they realize that, hey, it's better to have these guys for part of the time than not have them at all. So if you're upset that Brock is only around a few times a year and he's only on 2 pay-per-views a year and doesn't put over younger guys all the time, well, you're going to be a very unhappy person, because I think we're going to see more of these types of deals as time goes on. And I say, what took them so long? Because for years, Vince McMahon, it was you're either in or you're out. You either sign on to be full-time and work house shows and everything else, or we're not bringing you back. And in recent years, it seems like he's softened his position, and it's not hard to see why, because there has never been a period in this company's history where they had as few a number of real legitimate stars as they do right now. People that, when the fans watch, they see them as a real big-time star. A lot of those guys are gone. They're retired. You know, I mean, a guy like Edge can't even wrestle again, so he's gone. But guys like Jericho or a guy like Goldberg, I mean, there's always rumors of them bringing somebody back. Batista is coming back. You're going to see more of this. And I have no problem with that. I don't see what the big deal is signing a guy, let's say, to a 3-month deal or a 6-month deal. Rob Van Dam came back. He was only back for about 3 or 4 months. Now he's gone. I don't know when he's coming back. But they brought him back. People went nuts for him. He had a couple of really great TV matches, including that one against Jericho. They used him as a way to put Randy Orton over strong. Last time we saw Van Dam, he got destroyed by Orton on Raw because they wanted a babyface to essentially feed Orton to help get Orton over as this violent, vicious heel. And then he disappeared. And Van Dam will come back whenever he's good and ready to come back. And that's fine. I have no problem with that. Brock's no different. So to say, let's get rid of Brock, is to say the same thing about Jericho and Van Dam. Hey, let's get rid of them too. They're not on TV every week. To me, that's ridiculous.